Okay, hello. This is General English 2, Unit 12, the news. So listen and repeat. What kind of news are you interested in? Again, what kind of news are you interested in? Well, lately I've been reading some business and economics news and some technology articles. I don't generally like politics. I'll watch some videos about politics, but I don't generally read about it. I think a lot of political news is just propaganda. So how about you? What kind of news are you interested in? So you can talk about that on your own or with a partner. Okay, and here is the vocabulary. So listen and repeat. Headlines, blogs, business, economics, entertainment, technology, politics, tabloid, gossip, propaganda. Okay, and if you want to, you can pause the video and put the words in the correct spaces, in the correct boxes, or you can just do it with me. Either way, here are the answers. So I'm going to say what's number 1, 2, etc. And you're going to say it's whatever. Okay. So what's number 1? It's business and economics. Good. What's number 2? It's tabloid. So what you see at the top there is a tabloid magazine or newspaper, or it could be a blog, which contains gossip. Information that's probably not true, or maybe partly untrue. And number 3, what's that? It's blogs. And number 4, what's that? It's propaganda. Now, if you speak a language such as Spanish, you might have the same or similar word, and it might be neutral or positive. In English, it was originally neutral, meaning just marketing or information. But now the word propaganda is negative. It means information that's used to change people's opinions, and it's usually dishonest, and it would promote things like war. Okay, what's number 5? It's technology. What's number 6? It's headlines. So people usually look at headlines and then pick some articles to read. Okay. And what's number 7? The presidents or leaders of North and South Korea. It's politics. In English, we say politics as usual, right? Okay, and number 8, what's that? It's entertainment. Cast of Squid Game. It's a good show. Okay, so now the dialogue. Listen and repeat. So, Gia, have you finished watching Squid Game yet? Yeah, I finished it last month. It was great. What did you think? It was interesting, but I'm not sure I understood everything. Did you think it was too violent? Yeah, that was part of it. Well, in a recent New York Times article, Lee Jung-jae said, critics of the show needed to watch it again. he was player 456, right? Well, maybe I should watch it again. Okay, so now you can practice this with a partner and change the names and information, or do it with me. If you're going to do it with me, I'm going to go first and you can go second. And I think I'm going to just keep most of the information the same, just because of the topic and the grammar topic. It would be a little bit difficult to change too much. All right, so here we go. So Jill, have you watched Squid Game yet? It was amazing, but it was a little violent. Yeah, there were some confusing parts in it, definitely. Oh, he was the winner, right? 456. Yeah, maybe I'll watch it again. Okay, and now you're first. Yeah, I watched it a few weeks ago. It was interesting. I thought it was really good. How about you? Did you understand what player number 1 did, who he was? Well, in a recent article in the New York Times, actor Lee Jung-jae said that critics of the show needed to watch it again to understand it. All right, good. And for pronunciation today, we're going to work on word stress, taking the vocabulary and looking at which parts get stressed. So words have syllables. So headlines has 2. Busyness, it's really business 2. Economics has 4, etc. And some syllables are stressed and some are not. So we'll keep it kind of simple. Usually there's one syllable that's given the most stress. We could talk about this in more detail, but we'll just keep it simple for now. So I'm going to say the words in different ways, and you tell me which one is correct. So, and what you see in big letters, capital letters, is what I'm indicating gets the stress in the way I'm saying it, in the version of the word I'm saying it, which might be correct and what might not be correct. So for example, is the word headlines, headlines or headlines? Again, headlines or headlines? Yeah, the first part gets the stress. Okay, next, is it business or business? It's business. Okay, next we have entertainment, 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 or entertainment. It's entertainment. Next, technology, let me try that again. Technology, 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 or technology. It's technology. Next, is it politics, politics, or politics? It's politics. Next, tabloid or tabloid? Tabloid. Gossip or gossip? And propaganda or propaganda or propaganda or propaganda. It's propaganda. So you might see some patterns there. For example, with two-syllable words, where do you see the stress? In the first syllable, head, biz, tab, goss. But with 3 or 4 syllable words, it varies, okay? So listen and repeat. Headlines, business, entertainment, technology, politics, tabloid, gossip, propaganda. Good. Okay, now the conversation part. Listen and repeat. Do you follow the news? What kind of news are you interested in? Number 2, what's your favorite news source? Number 3, how often do you watch or read the news? Number 4, do you trust the media? The media meaning the businesses and companies that talk about and write about the news. Do you think that some news is just propaganda? And number 5, are bloggers and YouTubers important news sources? Explain your opinion. And of course, you can create your own questions. So now the conversation part, you can work on this with a partner or with me. Either way, use some follow-up questions: who, what, when, where, how, and why, and a switch question: how about you? All right, so here we go. If you're working with me, you go first and I'll go second. So here we go. I follow the news a little bit. I think business news and technology news are interesting. Sometimes I like to read about or watch entertainment news to learn about how different TV shows or movies were made and about the actors. Politics, it's important to know a little bit about politics at least, but it can be kind of depressing. How about you? What kind of news are you interested in? Do you prefer to read or watch the news? How do you feel when you read about political news? So do you trust the media? Really? Why? Have you ever done your own research on a topic in the news and found that the media was not telling the truth? No, I don't trust the media because, well, at least in the US, there are, I think, 6 or 8 main companies that own all of the hundreds or thousands of minor news companies in the country. So it's really just control, it's just propaganda. But it's still important to follow the news a little bit, at least. Okay, good. So now let's work on the grammar. So you see this here. Lee Jung-jae said, critics of the show needed to watch it again. Said and needed. All right. So we have direct speech. It's cold outside, said Mary. Now, reported speech. Somebody says something to you, and then you repeat it to somebody else, or you write it down. So you have to change it a little bit. It goes like this. Mary said that it was cold out. Because it's reported, the is gets changed to was, but it's still talking about the same time, the present. That's just how it works. In English, verb tenses and verb times are not always the same. Okay, and now number 2, Dr. Kim said, you have to quit smoking. Dr. Kim said, so is, was, have becomes had. Dr. Kim said I had to quit smoking. Okay, number 3, my mother said, I will pick you up at 8 o'clock. My mother said, what's the past of will? It's would. She would pick me up at 8 o'clock. Okay, so now I'm not giving you any help for 4 and 5. The president said, I will run for election again. The president said he would run again. Run for election again. And number 5, the reporter wrote, we have to continue our investigation. The reporter wrote that, well, I guess it's they or he or she, we'll say they had to continue their investigation. Okay, so in conclusion, in summary, in direct speech, we use the present tense, but in reported speech, we use the was, had, would, had, past tense. Okay, so now that we've done the grammar, you can go back and practice the conversation part some more. But really, unless you're talking about something you heard on the news or read in the news, you're not going to be using reported speech until unless you do the review part, which you'll be doing with me if you're in my class. Okay, so this is unit 12. So it's the last unit. So you need to have all of your dialogues and paragraphs on eClass. So the paragraph, or it can be a dialogue if you want, for this unit should be about the news, and it should include reported speech. So here's my example. Again, a paragraph goes across. Okay, not down. So here's my example of reported speech. In a recent article on Reuters about Omicron, Stefan Hofer said that markets were very sensitive about news about the Omicron variant. So said and were. Okay. So you might need to find a news source, even if you don't read or watch the whole thing, just to find a quote that you can change from direct to indirect speech. And then put your paragraph here, and you should have all your paragraphs here. Okay, for the semester. So that's it. Good job. If you have any questions or comments, you can leave them below or send me a message. Thank you for watching and have a good day.